You don't have to play with me, agree with me, or even like me, but you do have to respect me. What does this statement mean to you? On the Sofa with Steve.
The word respect, what does it mean to me? I think it's something that everybody wants. It's something that's so important in day-to-day life. Because if you thought I didn't respect you, you would be like really, really annoyed. But you know that I respect you and so much more.
So obviously it is so important that even if someone is different from you, that you show them respect, no matter how they look, how they dress. Yes?
Well, at school I was always the guy that looked very, very different. I used to get called White Worm at school because there was a band called White Snake and I had really, really pale skin. But thanks to the wonders of Dove with tinted moisturiser, I'm no longer as pale as I once was, and I used to get it ripped out of me. My mum used to cut my hair for me at school, so I get called bowl cut, and people constantly picked on me. So a lot of those people now, I've met them years on, and they're kind of like, oh, I saw you doing that, saw you doing this, and these people were just horrible to me. So you never know, the little skinny guy, or the specky girl who looks weird, or the guy who comes in wearing makeup, you never know where they're going to end up. You never know what they're going to end up doing. You never know what kind of person's really inside there and why they look that way. People like that are actually the more interesting people.
All right. So you're saying everyone's different, and that was you sort of going back to your kind of younger days and talking about, you know, your experiences. Did you ever witness any other form of bullying for anyone else apart from, you know, sort of yourself?
I witnessed a lot of real one-on-one bullying with me. There was one kid who was about 2-3 years above me, and he used to come and take money from me and hit me and beat me up. And eventually I got rid of him I told my mum, and my mum told the headmaster, and the headmaster pulled him up, and then he came after me, and not the headmaster, the guy. And he got me again, and I told again, and eventually second time round got him. And because I'd done that, a few other people started saying that he'd been bullying them, and he ended up, I think, getting thrown out of the school. And then another guy, a few years later on, this was actually at high school when I was about 15. This other guy started picking on me and was bullying me, and I said to him one day, I actually thought you were a really cool guy, but you're nothing but a fit in your own word. And I said that even though I was quite scared of the guy, and it made such a difference to him because he was picking on me just because he was really angry and he didn't think people liked him, and he had a big chip on his shoulder, basically because I think his parents made a mess of bringing him up. And so when I actually said I quite liked you, thought you were a cool guy, he suddenly kind of went, oh, and it kind of changed his outlook. And I think the thing to think about bullies is almost everyone who bullies has been bullied, or in one form or another, whether in their house or by other bullies. And it's them that have got the problem. They've got a real issue with something in their life, and you kind of have to feel sorry for them and deal with them however you possibly can. And to go back to your original question, I did see other kids who were bullied, and I wanted to step in, but I was too scared, and I did nothing about it. I think now I would probably tell on the bullies, albeit that maybe that might get the person who's being bullied into more trouble, but you've got to do something. You can't let people away with it.
That would be your clear advice to someone who would be
Yeah.
getting bullied, is to tell somebody about it.
Absolutely. I mean, your options are tell someone and the bullying could get worse for a while, and then tell again and it'll stop, or don't tell and it'll just continue and continue and continue. So it sounds like a no-win scenario, but telling, at least at some point something's going to be done. If you don't tell, nothing will get done. It'll just get worse. And you can wish for the guy to move away or the girl to move away or for them to get hit by a bus or something like that, but the chances of that are few and far between. You really, really do need to speak up.
Okay, and you have a little catch up now, and it would be important for you to protect her as she goes into like play school and moves on to school and everything like that. What advice would you give to our young listeners who are watching this video on respecting people at school? When we've talked about what to do if you were getting bullied, but what about respecting others?
I think what you got to do is you got to work out who you are and why you're doing this and how it makes the person feel. If you're making someone so unhappy, you got to ask yourself, what is inside you that's making you do that? Why are you being so horrible? And just having a little bit of respect for those around you, you'll actually find someone who looks like an idiot and a complete geek could be the funniest person you've ever spoken to, but you've never spoken to them except to say, I hate you or whatever. But spend a bit of time getting to know people. And okay, if someone is dressed differently and looks weird and they don't have a personality and they're not funny, then just leave them alone. What difference does it make?
Bullying is never acceptable. Respecting someone is allowing them to be who they are regardless of whether they fit in with what you like. Visit www.respectme.org.uk for more information, help and advice.